another episode of URC Chumps. We got the group back finally on this episode. We got the married man, Dutchy Jacques. How you doing, man? Is your wife still throwing you with stuff?
What? Why? Just why? But
It's okay.
yes, it's yeah.
Please keep it PG. We got our resident Irishman, Dara, and we got our German/South African, Tim the Van. How's everybody doing today?
Better than last week. Better than last week.
Yeah.
Almost not, though, hey? Almost not. Had it not been for a dodgy call from the referee.
Was it dodgy?
Yeah, I think that's dodgy. I think that's dodgy as all hell, bro.
But anyway, yeah, I think we need to really get into it and discuss what really happened this weekend. As you can see, talking about dodgy calls, Ireland just giving 1 point to Italy, and by 1 point, I mean just the bonus point loss for them. Italy really gave Ireland a run for their money. You have to admit, this is a different Italian side. They were scrumming differently.
Hey, Dara, I have to ask you a question, cuz. So,
yeah,
you've now played South Africa, you've played Italy. Both very good scrummaging sides.
Yeah.
As an Irishman, aren't you at all concerned that both those two teams absolutely ate your front row up for breakfast?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to say, I think when you brought on Byrne and Adogbo, you saw a significant improvement in the scrum because you had a much heavier second row than when it was McCarthy and Ryan.
Yeah.
That has to be looked at. James Ryan is very good in the line-out. He can be good around the pitch. He's not heavy enough. He is not heavy enough, and you're coming up against a team that's going to target your scrum. Against France, you had McCarthy and Byrne. That's fine. Byrne's a lot heavier than Ryan. But if you're to come up against England are going to go after our scrum. You need to have a Adogbo, I think, because the guy is 22 stone or 21 stone, and Tyg Byrne, because they're just heavier. They give more. Obviously, the props do a lot, but you need a second row. So you need that big second row behind them.
Two tests in a row, you've been absolutely dominated up front.
Yeah, but I mean, is that also not the fact that South Africa completely exposed them? You have to be honest. That game against South Africa, end of year tour, exposed Ireland.
Well, I mean, I will say it as well. Like against Italy played South Africa in November, and that scrum was up for grabs completely.
Italy were just as good against South Africa as they were against Ireland.
Yeah, they were just as good against. They were just as good against South Africa, and they were just as good against Scotland last week. That Italian scrum, they have an Argentinian coach.
Dominant, but the problem is the Irish scrum is weak. It's not that.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, you've played against Italy and South Africa who dominantly scrummaging strong, but you guys have not just. I mean, that cost you the game against South Africa. Quite frankly, you got 3 yellow cards from it, and it should have been more. Because, you know, a scrum penalty is an automatic yellow and a penalty try. He gave the penalty to give the yellow because he had sent so many. I think he's at that point sent 3 Irishmen off at that point.
I think as well, what obviously doesn't help is, like, I'm not going to make excuse. Italy absolutely bullied our scrum. South Africa bullied our first choice front row. But, like, when you miss Porter, McCarthy, who are your first 2 choice loose heads, that is obviously going to impact your scrum. And furlong.
Do you think Ireland's depth is that weak?
Yeah, at prop level, yeah. I mean, you had Tom O'Toole, who did a fantastic job. When he came on in loosehead, there was 3 scrums and we gave away no penalties. But he's a tight head. So you have a guy who's played loosehead, I think, 4 times in his career.
Also with that is, I'm hearing a lot of fingers being pointed at Jacques Niebuhr.
No, nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I mean, he's the coach of a club side. I blame Andrew Goodman for the regression in the Irish attack because he was dumped by Leinster. He was dumped by Leinster. A province dumped him. They had no issues. There was no complaints. Leinster got rid of him. Mike Catt left Ireland, and Ireland appointed him, Goodman, who wasn't a good enough coach at provincial level to manage the attack of the national team.
Sorry, Dara, I'm going to
Just
stop you right there. I'm going to thank you. This is not a South African saying this. This is an Irishman saying this. So therefore, everybody who's pointing fingers at Jog nearby can actually just go take a seat and relax. Even the Irishman is agreeing that it isn't him, because how can you blame like you said, a club side to your national side?
No, I think you can look at Leinster's attack provision and say, okay, maybe that has something to do with Nienaber, but the Irish attack provision is not because of Nienaber, it's because of Goodman, it's because Sexton and the way that he has, and Farrell. That game, Italy completely outcoached us, not just at scrum, in terms of the attack. The Italian attack was so much better than theirs until Crowley came on. Crowley and Gibson Park came on and completely changed the Irish attack.
Guys, this is another thing. Why on earth is someone like Gibson Park and Crowley not starting?
Yeah.
I mean,
behind
the pond, he's got to be up there with the best scrum halves in the world. He is most certainly.
I mean, yeah, Tim, I know understanding building depth, but Italy is no longer the game it was 5 years ago.
Sorry, guys. You guys keep banging on about the Six Nations being, somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Italy 5 years ago, you could do that. You could get away with that. Not in 2026. You can't get away with that anymore. Italy are too good, frankly. They're just too good to use that as a game to throw away depth.
I get what they're trying to do. I mean, when South Africa played Italy, we did try a few guys. We did blood in a few people. But at the end of the day, this is a tournament where, you've got someone like France and England who are looking really, really good this year. And Ireland being typically
strong.
Top 2, top 3 every single time, they would be wanting to look to win this one. So I would have thought they would want to make a statement win here and really, really pump the Italians.
Yeah, well, I think anyway, I don't think Gibson Park Crowley started. We might have won by more, might have got a bonus point. We wouldn't have pumped them. But I frankly say our two halfbacks who started were terrible. Casey was as poor as I've ever seen, and Prendergast was terrible. The attack in the first half.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
controversial comment.
I'm gonna get crucified for this, but I don't think Prendergast is up to international standards.
No, I agree. He's like a Yankees.
I think he just doesn't have it at that level. He's great at Super Rugby or at URC or whatever, but he just at international is just a bit too quick, bit too strong. It's just a bit too in your face for him.
Well, I think the fact is you're looking at the back line and you're looking at the halfbacks, how poor they were. And McCluskey, who I thought should have won man of the match, not only made 14 tackles, but he's the one that made 6 offloads, made 60 meters on the carry, something like they're just shipping it onto 12 and hoping because McCluskey's in great form that he'll do something. That's not an attack. That is not an attack. Just giving it your 12 and hope he does something.
Quick question. I'm going to put this out there. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah,
I'm going to put this out there for Dara to answer. Dara, would you see Prendergast in the team if he was playing someone like Ulster or Connacht?
No. I think if he's at Ulster or Connacht, he doesn't start in an Ireland team. No. I think if Crowley plays for Leinster and Prendergast plays for Munster, Crowley's to 10.
But now, but why haven't they played Doak? Doak from Ulster.
Doak's a 9. Doak's a scrum half.
Yeah, but he can also kick.
Yeah, but I like Doak. I would have on the bench against England because Casey was terrible, and the first kick Prendergast missed, and it's not just the Prendergast. And Crowley for Munster in the last month and a half has missed 3 or 4. Like against
Hang on,
Castres, he missed 3
I-
conversions.
let's just forget kicking aspects. Let's go player game player. So let's look at Prendergast and Crowley. Crowley's a better defender. He's a better attacker. I think Prendergast is a better boot. And I think Prendergast has a better rugby IQ.
Yeah,
How old
I'd
is
agree.
Prendergast?
But Prendergast is 22.
Yeah, he's young.
So, of course, like Prendergast and Crowley's only 24. So, I mean, the two of them can definitely go up another level. But you saw the tempo change when Crowley comes on. Ireland immediately, within 2 minutes, Balakoon scored what ended up being the decisive try. You know,
Awesome try, though.
and I thought it was a great try. What I thought was interesting from that, and why I think I'd made that claim earlier, Italy are better coach. You saw the Italian defence in the first half went really after the breakdown, really went to hit us there, slow our balls, stop the attack. Second half, the ball went quicker, Crowley up the tempo. You see the Italian defence switch, they don't go after the breakdown, they fan out. That's what Ireland aren't doing, and that's what Italy did mid-game, and I was really impressed with that by Caseta and by the Italian coaching staff, and that's why I stand by my point. Like Italy, this is a massive learning curve. They've beaten us once in Dublin in 1997, and they're a bounce the ball away from Menicello running under the sticks and making it 20-all with
Or a referee.
4 minutes left. And then the forward pass, I think, is very unfortunate, especially when you look at the one England got, and we'll get onto that in a minute, one England got for their last try, which looked a hell of a lot more forward than the Menicello pass to Lina.
From what I saw and everything, it did look forward. Yeah.
Massive.
Oh.
Shock. Let's call upon our professional ref here.
Our resident ref.
Let me also just start this off by saying that I have zero issues with the refereeing of this lady. I think she's a wonderful referee. I think she is top class.
Oh, she had a good game. She had a good game on Saturday.
No, she's. I honestly, I haven't seen her have a bad one. She's overall superb. However, I think she
the
got
only bad game. The only bad game that I've ever seen this lady ref was the one that she had South Africa against Portugal. And the only
and she was still young.
The only reason
the positioning was wrong.
That was the only thing.
Yeah.
And the reason for positioning being off is I don't think her speed can match obviously the speed and the tempo of the men's game.
And inexperience, as I said.
I think it was what, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I think in the last year and a half, all the matches that she's reffed, you can see every single game that she's been improving.
Yeah.
And
very interesting thing you said there, Jacques. I actually never ever thought about that. That's very interesting.
You think
we discussed it on this podcast, the fact that we thought she was a bit behind.
If you go back and you watch the game, it's not all the time, but at least 60 to 70% of that game, she was behind the game line, if you can put it in that way.
So much.
Say again?
So much.
Almost. You can say it was about 70% of the time, but she gets to the rucks in time, but a little too late, if that does make sense.
Yeah.
So the illegal steal has been made, going past the ball and rucked, or the ball's been held on, but they've ripped it away in time by the time they come there. So there wasn't a turnover or penalty for hands.
Small little errors that she's been working on a lot. And even when I saw the comment of the Italian captain after the match that he said she had a brilliant game, and I take my hat off, utmost respect for the guy, because I haven't seen a comment like that from a male over a female ref. I haven't seen it.
She's been fantastic again.
Absolutely.
I applaud her. Like, she's been phenomenal. it's just you brought a very interesting sort of take to it that I hadn't thought about. So that's something I need to take back and have a little bit think about. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Never thought of it in that sort of sense.
I mean, it's like all the youngster refs that come into the thing, they're always, you'll notice these things at the beginning, but then as the years go on and they get more time with the whistle and everything, it changes. So yeah, I mean, we brought this up in that Portugal game when we covered it a while back, that we thought she was maybe a bit behind, but she did a very great job keeping up with the game to a point that made it flow freely. But there was things that she missed because she was a bit behind or in the wrong position. But you can see either with training from someone behind the scenes or something like that, she has become a lot better. She's in the right place at the right time. She's there. She's almost scoring the try with the player when they cross the line.
Yeah, and it was the most evident for me with the Balogun one, because that's a hard try to keep up with, because that was kind of get the ball out to the waist, back inside Mitnowski's pass, and then Balogun runs in. She was literally shoulder to shoulder nearly with Balogun.
Yeah.
Right, because you'll see in the beginning of her career, when she started off at international level, she was always running in front of the ball. It makes sense to me, because that's how I explain it to the refs, is that she runs in front of the ball, but now she runs in line with the ball. So whenever if the number 12 takes it up, she's right there with the first tackle. She's right there to see the first mistake, whether there is a mistake or not. Then she falls back into the jockey position, depending on the side the scrum half decides to go. Either she falls back in the D line and she's already there. So she really worked hard on her lines, especially when she needs to get off the mark quickly. So, yeah, well, I think it's not going to be long before they give her an All Black game as well.
She already had one, New Zealand versus Wales in November.
Yeah, but that's not a test match.
We're talking about that. I think we need to move on so we can actually cover.
Quote of the week. Quote of the week.
Okay, let's cover the other matches. We'll get back to the friendly that happened at the end of the weekend.
My man. Quote of the week.
But anyway, Scotland beating England, putting England in their place. The big-headed guys have finally been burst. No more Pollock running around doing his funny little checking.
Wait for it. Check the pulse.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's still checking for his pulse.
Perfect. Thank you,
Yeah,
Scotland.
That suited up for Valentine's Day quite well, didn't it, boys?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's Scottish as well.
Yeah, that was fun. Fun.
Hey man, Scotland had the whole world behind them. Scotland
had
the entire rugby nation behind them.
I mean, what I say, the first 15 minutes was the best rugby Scotland have played since they beat France in Paris in 2021. They were brilliant. They were breathtaking.
I agree.
They like that. When Scotland play like that, I mean, as I said, it was for 15 minutes. They can put a game to anyone. They were quick on the ball. They didn't dilly-dally. They kind of, Finn Russell was unbelievable, man. I mean, you just have to take your hats off and look at a 10 when he's managing a game and just say, wow, first try, kind of, spot the space, get it out wide, because Arundel went to the bin for a cynical foul. Just get it out wide. That's what Scotland did. And, Nina went off briefly. Ireland didn't do
so much success out wide against England. In the last couple of years, Scotland have absolutely destroyed England out wide. Dumont van der Merwe has had some of the best tries of the century against England. It's always against England. And it's out wide.
What I would say is England's best winger defender is Tommy Freeman, but
Yes,
he's not a 13. They can't keep putting him in the 13. And they
I
made a
agree with you.
mistake. I'd have started Freeman and not Arundel. I'd have started Freeman at 11 and Lawrence at 13 because Lawrence is a big guy. He's a good defender.
Monster.
He's a huge guy. You're not getting through him. And Freeman is a very,
And
very
also,
good wing defender.
Lawrence is deceptively quick.
Yeah, and you're correct there. And Arundel is a great player when he has the ball in hand, but he's not a good defender. And you saw it.
Yeah.
Even when he was on the pitch. And
You have
Scotland.
Dara, you are 100% correct. Correct. The first thing, Lawrence is massive on defense. Secondly, he's super quick. And give him half a chance, he'll get around you and he'll fend you off.
Yeah. Arundel, I know he got the red, and I was talking to Jacques, and obviously Jacques is the referee. The red is fair enough, second yellow, because once you don't leave the ground for that, you cannot win that ball. So you take the guy out in the air, that's a penalty yellow card. But for that third try, and I've seen many clips of this back, Genge makes the ultimate mistake where he just doesn't.
Genge, who shouldn't be playing. I'm sorry.
That's
so
a
annoyed
red
about
card.
But Kurt, if you watch that back,
banned for that shit.
Yeah, but if you
watch
watch
that
that back,
to man after what's it called?
Yeah.
Not Visa's red card. That should be a red card and suspension. So when he gave away that red card, I was jumping up and down, going, "Yes, Karma is a female dog."
Yeah, but aside from that, what I was saying about Arundel in that passage...
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Keeping it PG, all right? I don't want to get
I'm with you.
Lads, if you watch that clip back, Arundel, who is England's fastest player, is jogging back. And he leaves Genge, the prop, take that ball up because Arundel was too lazy to run back. Which is fundamentally, that's worse than a missed tackle. The lack of effort Arundel showed. That is why he cannot start in the wing for England unless he's willing to put everything in, and he wasn't on Saturday.
But Ben White did perfectly covering to follow up to actually catch that mistake.
Oh no, he was. He was, because if Genge doesn't drop that like Ben White's getting over that. It's going to be a Scotland penalty 5 yards out from the line anyway. Because as I said, Arundel doesn't get back around, and there's no other English player around. So that's ending up either a Scottish line out 5 meters out or a Scottish try. It was funny to watch Genge, the pantomime villain, get drop that ball, and then that's one big mistake. And then George Ford, who's usually so reliable, just takes the wrong option. I mean, England are going forward.
Drop goal was not.
You also see they're going slightly forward, but I'm watching that pick. It's so obvious he's going to go for the drop goal. You've 3 English players standing just too far away from the ruck to realistically get the ball.
But also,
they're not. He
wasn't deep enough. He wasn't deep enough in the.
He wasn't deep. But if you watch that, like the 3 English players to the right are standing there with their hands beside themselves, like on their hips. They're not catching the ball like that. You don't even have their arms stuck up. So it's obviously going back to Ford, and Matt Fagerson sees that. And as you said, Ford doesn't give himself enough depth. It's straight in front of the post. He could easily go back probably 5 meters and easily slot it. And then, the charge down is fantastic, and you give it to Hugh Jones, who's now scored 8 tries against England.
The 2 South Africans, Hugh Jones and Demonte Trevor, have been absolutely a thorn in the English side for sure. But Hugh Jones is South African. He's Scottish. He played in South Africa for a bit, but he's Scottish.
Yes, Jacques.
My question is, you see, out of the 4 of us here, I'm the one that knows the least about rugby, right?
How's that possible? You're the referee.
You don't support the Sharks.
That's not your best quote you've ever said, my friend.
Can we rewind and go back to the other one?
I don't want you refereeing me anymore.
So my question is, he went for the drop goal.
Yeah.
even though they knew they are like 3 converted tries behind. Why go for
No,
the drop goal in the
they
first
were
place?
only 11. They were only 11 behind at that point.
They lost by 11.
It was
At this stage, I think it's about momentum. It's about shifting momentum, ticking the keep this
and getting in the bonus points.
over. You get a drop kick, you get a bit of momentum. You get another penalty, 40 meters out. You kick that over automatically. Now you five. Now you 1 try behind.
What I don't understand, Tim, is England got a penalty advantage. Now the penalty advantage ran up, but I think it's good refereeing because there was 4 minutes between the penalty being given and him going for the drop goal. Why do you not just take the penalty if you're going to go for the drop kick?
Personally, I wouldn't have gone for the drop kick. Personally, I would have sucked in the defense, drawn a penalty, or I would have scored 5 points out of it.
Before, they had a penalty advantage in that play, but the play lasted so long, the advantage ran up. Why not just go for the penalty? Why not just try something, cross kick it across and just go?
I agree with you 100%. I think it was the fact that they were bang in front, and it was an easy 3 points, and he thought, well, I can do this in my sleep, and that's 3 points. We now then 8 behind. Momentum shifting, we can then take it to them, hopefully knock another 7 or 3 out in the next 5 minutes, and then pressure's on them. But
what I think is wrong about England is they've clearly no plan B. They clearly went up to Murrayfield, right, we'll grind Scotland down, we're going to grunt them down, we're going to keep the ball in the forwards, we're going to kick chase. What worked so well against the worst Wales side in God knows, possibly ever, at least in 30 years. But Scotland raised 17 and up. It's very hard to grunt a team down from when you're chasing 17 points.
But this is my exact problem with English rugby. This is why I don't think English rugby will really compete for a world championship until they change this. Is because they have one mode. Yeah, and if it doesn't work for them, they can't adapt. They can't change game plan. They can't adapt to any other game other than the one that they are used to. And the problem when they come against with a big pack of forwards like a France or a South Africa, their game plan doesn't work anymore because it's all physically dominant based. And when they can't bully you, then they struggle.
When they're in the last game in November, they played Argentina at Twickenham. Argentina found out their game plan and were about 4 inches from being 14 points down and winning the game. So the next real test, because like Jacques was right, Wales, last week certainly wasn't a test match. The first real test they have post that Argentina game, they lose. Why? Because they don't adapt. And last week did them no favours. The media coming out pretty much predicting the Grand Slam final day in Paris is almost a certainty. They might as well just forfeit. The other 3 teams might as well forfeit.
I'm going to tell you, Ireland's going to beat England.
But England went into that game cocky, and they went in assuming they could grind Scotland down. And when you have individual players as good as Scotland do, especially their backs, that doesn't always work. And Russell was magnificent. Kyle Steyn, the actual South African, was fantastic. Jones, Tuipulotu was brilliant. The whole Scotland backline and most of their forwards just outworked their English opposition numbers, and that's why they won the game.
Okay, I'm still going to claim Hugh Jones as a South African because he started his career at the Stormers. And also, don't forget, we had Piers Skuman on the field as well. So there was two. Yeah. Jones was fantastic. He's been fantastic. He's done leaps and bounds over the past couple of seasons.
Kyle Steyn as well. Kyle Steyn's come on so much as a complete rugby player. He's not the quickest, but he makes up for it by, he's so good at everything else a winger should be able to do.
His IQ on the thing, he doesn't need to be so fast because he stops you before you get there. But, I mean, fantastic. We do have to carry on a bit. We have to talk about the friendly according to Jacques.
Can I just say one more thing on the subject? I'm going to make a prediction that if Ireland start Crowley at 10 against England, Ireland beats England.
And put Doka on the bench.
If they start Pendergrass, I don't think they win.
Yeah. All right,
go,
but then, in the words of Jacques, the friendly game, because apparently playing Wales isn't a real test. Sorry, Black Feather guys, if you watch.
This does hurt. Because I obviously have a bit of Welsh blood in me, but Wales. Less than 4 years ago, Wales won a test match in South Africa against South Africa in Bloemfontein. They won the Six Nations the year before. They won the Grand Slam in 2019.
I was at that test match in Bloemfontein when we lost.
I
was there.
You're a Jonah. You're a Jonah. But like in the 2019 World Cup, the hardest game South Africa had was against Wales in the semi-final, when it took a late Pollard kick to win it. Now Wales, I don't have confidence that they could beat Georgia, or even Spain. I think would run Wales close.
I don't know. But
there's certain Welsh players that are individually good. I think Aaron Wainwright is a very good back row. I thought Eddie James had a very good game at 13. I thought Ellis Mee was good on the wing, but as a collect, like Adam Beers kicking it straight to Jalibert with about 10 seconds to go before half time. Wales would only went into half time at 7-19. Instead, they went in at 26-7.
Jalibert played a fantastic game. You have to give it to him. I mean, that game.
Jalibert was fantastic, but when you have a guy as good as Jalibert, and Dupont was fantastic as well. When you've guys with their quality and you give them as much time as they got, they're going to ruin you. That's just what's going to happen. And they've got so much time, especially in the first 20 minutes of the second half.
But
no wonder.
On your point,
scored.
On your point there, how you said there were individual brilliance. There were certain players that looked on the field like they were just there as a number. They didn't even look like they were part of the game. I mean, there's a few times where Louis Rees-Zammit just looked like he was not even interested. He was just kind of like standing in the line, looking at the ball, going, "Do I go for it or not?"
Yeah, I thought like Wales' two best backs were their two youngest backs, Ellis Mee at 21 and Eddie James at 22. Why? Because they seem to be the only two backs to me that just were just putting in the tackles, chased everything. They looked like they cared. Rees-Zammit's kind of sat there at fullback. Yeah, he can make a break. I think he made one. He just doesn't look bothered. He doesn't look bothered to me. He's standing there like this doesn't affect him. Maybe it does, but it doesn't show on his expression. It doesn't the way he plays.
When it comes to Wales in this particular game, so France are a running side. That's obvious. So they will look to expose you out wide.
No, but they're running. But I must be honest, and I know I'm probably going to get a bit of slack for this, Dupont actually looked scrappy at points of the game.
But he did. That's the running style of play. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work. When it doesn't go to hand, it doesn't go to hand. However, the whole point is to run it wide. The whole point is to expose teams out wide. The whole point is to find gaps and spaces outside the 13 channel. Right, so my thing with Wales is they had the wrong defensive structure, the wrong defensive plan for France. They almost didn't, it was as if the coaching staff didn't do their homework. I was so shocked. On defense, I was absolutely dumbfounded. On attack, fine. Okay. It didn't work for them, but they had a crack. On defense, I don't know what the defensive coach tried or what he was thinking, but it was as if he didn't do his homework on France. It was crazy. The structure, you need to put pressure on France. You need to put pressure on that 9-10 channel. You need to shut down their first phase. So you need to hit positive hits on the first phase, positive tackles on the first phase. Second, third phase, fourth phase, okay, fine. Negative tackles, but you need to make your tackles. But on first phase against France is ganz wichtig, du verstehst das. Yeah? It's really important that on first phase against France, you're stopping them from getting over the game line. It's so important. And Wales looked uninterested about stopping them from carrying over the game line. They almost met them on the game line and not behind the game line. They met the Frenchman on the game line. The Frenchman took 2 or 3 meters, and they gained 2 or 3 meters every single time they carried. It was
also on the high ball. On the high ball, when France kicked it, there was 2 or 3 players chasing it. When Wales kicked it, there was only like 1 player chasing it, which was literally handing the ball.
This is the point I was going to make. Wales were kicking is fine. They were sending Ellis Mee up, as I said. Ellis Mee had a good game. He nailed all those tackles first time. France are the best offloading team in the world. So I don't know how many times he went down and Atasangbe or Ramos offloaded and Ray ends up and he's against Ellis Mee. Ellis Mee's just made his tackle. He's done his job. But you end up and Wales, for some inexplicable reason, have a prop in his place or have a hooker in his place against Ray, possibly the quickest rugby player in the world.
Where's the defensive structure? Where's the defensive sort of? What's the defensive coach doing? Is he not doing his homework? Is he not conveying the point? What's happening behind the scenes there?
And Steve Tandy is a defense coach by his nature. Their head coach is a defense coach. So like as I said, it actually boggers belief the strategy they went into. Wales were never going to win this game. They were never going to get particularly close in this game.
The defensive structure for me was completely idiotic. It was completely it dumbfounded me that Wales took that defensive structure against France.
Yeah,
had they not
actually made money off of the game.
Play before in the last 6 months.
I made money off the game. I put £5 on the fact that they were going to win by 30 or plus, and I got it. But
what I will say to you, Tim, I'll just put this to Tim because obviously you mentioned the Irish scrum, the French scrum, which didn't exploit the same Irish front row the Italians did, and then the Welsh scrum won 2 scrum penalties on France, and France won 0 off them. Yeah. They're missing Antonio. Obviously, he's gone. That's surely a point of concern for France as well, because obviously the Welsh scrum is not the strongest they'll come up against.
100%. Because I remember this year against South Africa and Wales, we had our 3rd choice front row, and we won a penalty every single scrum. And the fact that France lose 1 scrummager and their whole scrum sort of wobbles a bit, that's disconcerting. So I agree with you on that point. Ireland also need to have a look, but France also. To lose 140 kilogram prop who's mobile, it's a tough loss. Yeah. And he was a great rugby player, so that's a real loss. Yeah. I mean,
I hope he's doing a lot better. Just out of putting it out there. Yeah.
Hopefully, but yeah, as you said, the French front row shouldn't collapse because one guy has an unfortunate incident that you can't predict.
Yeah. You need to come up with backup plans. I mean, I think this is where Rusty's got it right. He's got backup plans. And I mean, talking about backup plans, I know I'm going back a bit, but the POM squad failed because they didn't have a backup plan if they lost the winger, which they did. Whereas
the risk of the 6-2 split when you.
But this is another thing. Our biggest critics when we pulled off the 6-2 split were the English. They called us cheats. They told us it was against the ethics. We were complete cheats. We were breaking the silent rugby ethics. And then they doing the same thing now.
Yeah, but even like you see the Irish 6-2 and the French 6-2, the Irish 6-2 can work because you have Osborne at fullback who can cover 12, 13,
you need
and 15.
If you don't have
and you have crowd, Like you have Ringrose who can cover the wings. You have Osborne who can cover both centres and fullback. You have Crowley who can cover 10, 12, and he's played 13 and 15 before. So you have cover for all back positions. England didn't because Finn Smith has only ever played 10 and 12, and all of a sudden he had to come on the wing.
Has Finn Smith not played 15?
He might have played 15. He's certainly never played in the wing, and Freddie Stewart is not a winger either.
No, Freddie
I think he's played there.
He's a big lad.
And
Freddie
so if you put Finn Smith, so even if you put Finn Smith back there, you're putting a guy who's I can't remember him ever playing winger. Now he might have. I've not watched every single Leicester game ever, but
no,
you're putting a guy who's pretty much never played on the wing. Then that's why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
For England, if you're Marcus Smith, at least is a very comfortable fullback and plays there very regularly, whereas Finn Smith might play fullback but doesn't really. So if you're going 6-2, you have to have Marcus Smith on the bench.
Dutchy's got a point. Let's let Dutchy bring in his points because you see the hand. Yes, Mania.
Sorry.
It's just to calm you guys down a bit, all right? It's all fun and well having a 6-2 split and going against the ethics. I just think they say it's against the ethics because they can't handle it. That's why, and they can't do it themselves. That's the problem. Right. Now, if you play at international level, irrespectively whether you're a scrum off, a fly off, a center, a wing, or a fullback, if your coach tells you, you go play wing, you play wing. End of discussion. I'll take myself, I am under 10B coach currently. If I tell my little wing, you go play fullback, he doesn't talk back to me. He goes, whether he messes it up or not, it doesn't matter.
He trusts you, you're the coach.
But
the thing is, I don't display that, but what I display is at international level, the margins are so small that yes, these guys will play there, but are they good enough to play there?
This is my point. But this is my point. South Africa's been able to do that because we've got guys who you can shift into different places. We've got Cocker Smith. Yes, he is a flanker, could most likely play at centre. We got now Andre Estes, who's becoming a hybrid player that could slot in front and back. We've changed the dynamic of a position. Your position isn't just a position anymore. It's a whole dynamic to the game. Whereas I believe England this week got it wrong. They didn't have the utility to slot around and change the game and fit into it.
But that's where I think if they're going to go to 6-2, that's fine. You put Marcus Smith either starting 10 or on the bench, and you put George Furbank in a fullback, who's a guy that can be much more adept to playing as a winger than Freddie Stewart. So if there's an injury or something at winger, you can put Furbank at winger and Marcus Smith at fullback, and then you have a flawless transition because Smith's played so much 15 and Furbank has played a lot of rugby on the wing. So that's where I think that can work for England, but they made the coaching mess up, which led to what happens on Saturday.
I agree.
That's now where the thing comes in. You need to shift around with people that can actually perform at international level. But say now, for instance, you don't have that capability. You don't have a guy that can slot in at wing and at fullback. If you don't have that person, you need to have somebody that let's take Stewart, for example. If he has to go play at wing, he needs to be equally good there as he is on fullback. So they need to talk when they're in the training camp and all of that, they need to start talking to each other and say, you need to start spending time with the left wing, for instance.
Yeah.
Tell Stewart, honestly, I don't know the names of the players. You tell Freddie Stewart to tell him, listen here, you go start training with the wings. Do this. See how their mind works. So if there is something that does happen, you will know how to think if we move you to the wing.
But again, that you say that. Now let's take the Boks for instance. The Boks, if something happens to them, we can easily, and I mean very easily, quickly slot in what's his name, Creel to the wing, and then bring on someone else. Then we got your favorite player that you like to diss, Willemse, who can play 10, 12, 13, and 15. We've got Fussy, who can play 15 and 14, and probably 11. We've got Cheslin Colby, who's probably the most dynamic backline player you can get. Yes, we do have certain players that we prefer in one position, like your Pollard, who can also cover 12, and your Damien Delende, who's always been like 12 his whole career.
Yeah.
But
like Curbs, that's the point I made even about Ireland on Saturday. We went 6-2. Osborne can play in both centres. Gibson Park and Ringrose have both played at international level on the wing. Crowley can play at 12 and at 15, and he's played at 13 for Munster before. So you had every base possible covered. England didn't.
No, but this is what I'm saying. I think this is where people are like, oh, the 6-2 split, 6-2 split. I think it's those people that are very single-minded with their players. It doesn't work. Whereas if you can spread out into utility and you can specialize in different other positions, it works. And I think it's fantastic. But I think we need to catch.
Get into it. Yeah? Can I bring a sort of con to it as a player?
Yeah.
So I found as a player, being able to play 9, 10, 12, 15, right? I was never quick enough to play 13 and wing.
10? Did you play 10?
You played for Massey.
I played 10 a lot, bro. 9, 10 is my main positions.
It had to be before my time.
After your time.
Not much happened before your time,
Hey.
Yeah.
But guys, as much as I would, I think, Tim, you need to bring up your points. I think we need to move on.
What I'm saying is on a hybrid player, it's very difficult for the player because then it's difficult for him to find his feet in the side and sort of hone his craft because he's sort of got to cover quite a few positions and he can't concentrate on one or two and make that his craft. And I think that's difficult for players. It takes a very special player to be able to handle such a workload. And someone like Andre Eishazen, who's not only a world-class 12, he's now turned himself into a world-class 7 or 6. You know, that takes a special kind of person. From a player's point of view, it's exceptionally difficult to sit on the bench purely because you're so talented that you can play multiple positions. And that's difficult to accept. It's difficult to accept that you won't be a starter, but you're going to be playing 20 minutes every single game. But you might not play 10, you might play 12, you might play 9, you might play 15. It's exceptionally difficult mentally to handle that sort of aspect. So for me, it's great. It's nice for the coaches to have someone like that, but it's difficult from the player's mental health point of view because he wants to concentrate on, hey, I've been playing 12 my whole life. I can be the number 112. But the coach is saying, but you can be my utility back, and that means I can pick a 6-2, and you can cover 10, 12, 15, 9, you know what I mean? It's difficult for the player to wrap his head around the fact that he's not going to be a starter. He's not going to... His role...
I think this is where Rassi's got it right. Rassi utilizes the players in their preferred positions, but has them able to slot in at a very internationally and can pull off the position. But I think we do need to move on. It is getting a bit long, but the games for this weekend.
Tim's fault.
No, right. No, I'll claim it.
The game that we will be talking about, will there be another 50 split? Yeah, Ireland versus England at Twickenham.
Let's make it 0-2 for the Poms.
Yes, especially if we look at their standing right now. I mean, they are sitting third. I mean, everybody.
If I'm gonna wear my Irish jersey this weekend.
I
will
refuse.
drink Guinness.
Hey, Dara, when you coming to Germany?
I already was, bro.
I'll say he was there. Social media.
Meine Fresse.
Anyway, yeah. Wales is hosting Scotland. I mean, that's Scottish team that played against England. Eh?
One thing I've been listening to all week from a certain person who shall not be named is Scotland for the Triple Crown, because they've already beaten England. They're going to beat Wales. Means they play Ireland and Dublin to win the Triple Crown.
But aren't they the Rayburn Shield, a linear Rayburn Shield
holders
right now?
They're also the Rayburn. They're also the holders of the Rayburn Shield, yeah.
Yep.
Which France will take off them on round 4, but we won't talk about that for now.
Italy will beat France.
Oh, that's a vote.
Oof.
Oh.
Well, I think Italy will have them on the scrub. I don't know about anything else.
Boy.
Jock, I would actually agree with that.
You want to take me through that one, Jockey? Hang on. Jockey, you want to take me through that one? How you think it's going to happen?
With very much of luck. Everything has to go wrong for France, for Italy to beat them.
Is this more of a wish, or is this more of a calculated thing?
No. Sorry. Italy's first running to Ireland.
I get
the 4-leaf clover. Once they get the 4-leaf clover,
Tim. It will happen because DuPont and Jalabert will run into each other, both get HIAs in the first minute. Right. That happens.
To be quite honest, we all know it'll never happen. But
but hard to beat France. Get a red card.
DuPont and Jalabert get sent off in the first minute. Straight reds. Not even replaceable reds. Straight reds.
You know how hard I would laugh if that really does happen.
I tell you what, John. I would absolutely kneel at your feet and salute you.
Okay, wait. I will pull it back. Not Italy beating France, but Italy for the draw.
Oh,
okay, Jack. If you could put 5 rand on that, you might win the value of €1 out of the bet.
No, 21 rand to the euro, son.
Oh, so you might win a tenner in terms of the value. You might win €10 off the value of 5 rands if you put a draw.
He's got it.
A draw did happen 2 years ago in Lille, and Italy had picked to win it.
But that was in Italy, if I wasn't mistaken.
No, it was in Lille in France. No.
Where are they playing? Are they playing
guys. As much as I would love Italia,
it's in France.
But there's no ways Italy's going to France and beating France.
No, I think they give France
win at least 50.
Okay, well,
no, I think
I think you're going to.
I think you're going to 2 extremes. I think Italy will give France a game, but they won't win.
I think Italy give France a game for the first 60 minutes.
Okay, so just to put it into perspective, if Dachi takes that 5 rand that he has in his hand right now, and he puts it on Italy to win, he will get 40 rand.
That's useless.
Hey, it's 2 loaves of bread.
40 rand useless. What does 40 rand get you in South Africa these days?
2 loaves of
Nothing.
bread.
2 loaves of bread.
Really?
Yeah.
2 loaves of bread? How much is a loaf of bread in South Africa?
$20 these days.
No, really?
Yes.
20 rand for a loaf of bread?
Yeah,
and
wait.
If you
do you mean to come here to Cape Town soon?
Yeah, but I didn't know what.
Save more money.
Yeah, you might want to bring some German bread down there. You might want to bring some German bread.
I plan on 2,000 rand a day. Is that not enough?
No.
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 What are you doing for $2,000 a day? Buy 2 Stormers jerseys a day. And to put it
jersey
into
is
perspective,
$1,000.
Hang on. I've got one Cape Townian saying it's fine, and the other one's going, you're crazy. Which one's winning here? What?
Dude, I'm not in Cape Town. I'm in Joburg. Yeah, shit, I'm in Pretoria.
I'm so sorry for you.
Are you coming to visit me as well?
Sorry, I'm traveling 10,000 kilometers. You can travel 500.
It's not 500. It's 1,700.
Speak English. I can't understand you.
1,700 kilometers.
Thank you, Kirby. I understand this, man. Why can't I understand you?
We're talking about
He only speaks
1,700.
Afrikaans.
If Dutchie puts that R5 on a draw, he gets 170 rand return.
Dutchie, put your entire salary and put 10 rand on it.
You think my salary is 10 rand? Dude, my
But
salary
truly-
is like 8.50.
Not even a liter of fuel.
Not even a liter. I must
Jesus.
steal my wife's bank card to fill my car with petrol.
Okay, but
It's
Dutchie,
fine.
you put
I
your
thought-
five
We got
rand.
Dora. We got Dora. He's a rich Irishman. He's from Munster. It's all good.
No. I actually, my money had more value when I went to Germany than it does in Ireland. Prices in Ireland are more expensive than in Germany, bro.
Okay, but Dutchie, in all fairness, if you put your 5 rand on France winning, you won't even be able to buy a Chappie bubble gum. You'll only get like 5 rand. Well, you'll get your 5 rand back and 15 cents on top of it.
I just want to let you know that 5 rand, I've had it for like 7 years. It's the coin that I use to flip before every game.
Can I
When
ask
I
a
read
question
the
to Dutchie quickly? And this has been bugging me for a long time. Dutchie, I've got a bone to pick with you. You claim to be a Shark supporter.
Yes, ma'am.
When I met you, did you not have a freaking Lions jersey on?
The
The first
chance,
time I ever met
there's
you.
a possibility of that being true.
The first time
I've
I ever
seen him
met
in
you.
I've seen him
Were
in a
you not
Lions.
rocking a Lions jersey saying, I love Lions, Lions my heart, and...
No. Don't push your luck here. Don't push your
put
luck.
words in
At
his mouth.
Spitzer Cricket Club, and you were in the Lions top.
He just goes from
where did
supporting
we
the
meet?
worst
I can't
team in
remember.
South Africa to the other worst team in South Africa. He just picks whoever's the worst team in South Africa.
All I'm saying is, Shark seems to go with whatever's team's winning. He went from a Lion to a Shark. Now he's next is going to be a Stormer.
Shark winning. Hang on. A shark and win. No. That doesn't go in the same sentence, pal. Okay. He supports the Stormers or the Bulls.
They were the first ones to lift a trophy at Tottenham before Tottenham did, before your lifetime.
That's a shit. Excuse me. That's a really, really terrible thing for your club when another club wins a trophy at your home ground before you do. This is very bad.
This is a rugby podcast.
This is not
This is a rugby podcast. This is a rugby podcast, and I would like to challenge any Shark players to hand their URC medals on the table.
That is absolutely hilarious, I must tell you.
We got one. But yeah, talking about that though, I think we still need to finish off. So we're going to go Ireland, hopefully beating England. Scotland obviously beating. And we're hoping for an upset with Italy because Italy deserves it. They've been doing fantastic.
Let's go, Italy.
Yeah,
I think this will be I think this will be the game of the weekend, this France-Italy game. I think it's going to be the one that's going to be well contested. Italy looks like they're getting their ball rolling. It looks like a different Italian team that we've seen in the past. I think this could be the year they could do the upset.
They deserve it.
Yeah. But then
Absolutely.
we've got one URC game happening this weekend. It's Jacques' first love versus his second love, Lions versus Sharks.
Oh, Jesus.
And no one will know
Lions-
that
Lions
until the
hopefully.
result happens, because Jacques will wear the jersey of whoever wins.
I don't have a Lions jersey anymore.
Oh, what
Anymore.
happened? Oh, what
I
happened?
can't
Lions?
remember. I misplaced
Sorry.
it somewhere.
Sorry. I seen this guy in Free State Cheetah tops as well. So, my God.
Yeah,
It's a love kick.
Do you know
The
what
love
we
kick
say?
got in the way.
We call Jacques the peanut butter of rugby
Who's
And
the
then, of
jelly?
course,
because his legs
his-
spread so easily. He's the peanut butter of rugby.
Skippy peanut butter.
Listen, I might wear a lot of jerseys. I am a Shark supporter through and through from the age of 11.
That's not what you told me the first time I met you in a Lions jersey, my friend.
and
You know, I was
what age
drunk.
was he when you first met him? What age was he? Was
He
he
would have been
older
like
than 11? Like,
3 when I first
Yeah,
met
he's
him.
in his 20s. He's
23, 24.
21, 22. He was younger than me, but he was thereabouts.
Living there by
I
the
was.
Silverglade sports field.
That's correct.
That was
Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
I would say he'd leak his bank account details, but considering he can barely
Wasn't
afford a
it-
hub
that was-
on the
that was-
salary, I'm sure that's fine.
wait. Forget. That was the first day I went to cricket practice.
You met the king himself. Yeah.
And then I somewhat dethroned somebody there with the amount of beers I drank. I can't remember.
Dethroned me or made an idiot of yourself? There's a difference.
Was his name
Both?
Stephen Brunt?
Oh, Brunty. Oh my. No one can dethrone Brunty. No one.
What about Bubbles?
No one on this planet. Nope.
There was
And Bubble?
what was the night of our initiation?
We've had a few. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we had to run naked over the cricket field and come back.
We've had
And
a
then
few of those too. Which one are you talking about?
Good times. Good
Yes.
times.
But while we're on it, I think we do need to say, everybody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Let us know your views. Do you think that you could have drank the whole cricket cup underneath the table?
Yeah,
along with
comments, like, share, subscribe. If you want to see Jacques do the naked mile, hit the comment, say hashtag,
Oh, for God's sake.
hashtag Flying Dutchman naked. If we get more than, I'll tell you what, if we get more than 1,000 hashtag Flying Dutchman naked, then he has to do it. And we'll film it.
You know what? We'll even put there, if you want to sponsor him, just to cover up that we can be on YouTube, you will run with your sponsorship in front of it. If your company has 3 letters, let us know.
And this, my friends, this is why you don't put 4 friends together on a podcast. This is exactly why you don't put 4 friends together.
I just want to know, why am I the one that needs to run it?
Because
you're the crazy one.
You're the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, okay, point taken. But
I tell you what.
You can run.
I tell you what.
You can run, question mark.
Viewers, if you hit 2,000, Jacques and I will do it together in tandem. I'll do it from Germany in the snow. He'll do it from South Africa in the bush.
in the heat.
But anyway, you can reach out to us on our social medias here on the page and let us know if you're keen on this whole idea. But yes, guys, yeah.
Oh,
What perfect timing for that today.
oh my.
Right, I'm game. I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's have a bit of fun, gents. Sure.
If not, why
That
not?
sounds like my idea of fun. It might be your idea of fun.
And on that note, people, before we get banned from YouTube, Spotify,
Eddie, you have to edit that last
I
2 or
thought
3 minutes
the
out.
recording stopped.
Yeah, I thought the recording had stopped.
Edit that last 2 or 3 minutes out.
Yeah, can we delete everything that just happened right now?
No, delete nothing.
I will be broken up
Delete
when
nothing.
that is there.
You will get
Let it
cancelled,
go.
my friend.